made a few example solve videos before and they were really well received. A lot of people in the comments said that they were very helpful and that I should make more. Last time I did this was August 2024 and it's now January 2026. I'm now like officially sub 10, maybe, possibly. My best average of 100 now is sub 10, but it's not consistent. Like I'm not fully sub 10 all the time. There's days where I'm like easily sub 10, there's days where I'm not. Now that I'm much better, I think it's a good time to do an update and give some more examples. So here we are. Okay, so here's Scramble 1. I'm going to be doing white for this one. I had a quick look at yellow because there's like a bit of a block and some easy pieces, but I couldn't really figure anything out. So for Scramble 1, we're going to do white. I'm going to do the cross basically by moving orange over here, then putting in red, and then these two are just in good positions. I am trying to get better at inspecting first pair. I believe that these pieces are going to end up here. So basically this corner is only going to come down one. I'll show you. So I'm going to do D2 to move orange over here, and then now red can be inserted in the correct spot, you know, relative to it. And then the remaining pieces are just attached to their opposite centers. So if I attach these to the opposite centers, these can just be slammed straight in. Obviously, in doing that, these pieces are now going to come into the spots that I wanted them to, so that's good. And for first pair, because this is what I would have inspected, I'm gonna do these pieces first. So the way that you would do this one is you're gonna do U prime, and then you're gonna like take out a pair from this slot, but basically it's just taking out this edge, and it just pairs these up. So this edge comes here, and this corner comes here, like that. Okay. Yeah, you'll want to do it this way, and then insert in here rather than doing this, because it's less moves. So yeah, so this is what we inspected, so we're gonna go straight into that. And while I'm doing that, I saw these pieces. Okay, so I'm looking at like the rest of the pieces, and like there's not exactly any great options to continue from here. What I'll probably do in a solve is I'm going to solve this parent at the back right, just for the sake of getting, you know, adjacent slots solved first. I was considering rotating here and doing this, but then we'd have diag slots, and everything else is just not good. But we were in this orientation, so what we can do is for these pieces here, you kind of recognize that the colors are the same. So from here, if we do left sledge, it's going to pair these up, and these can now be inserted straight into the back. So I'm going to insert them like this. And that's very nicely set up this pair to be done next into the back. So the way that you do this pair into the back is you're going to go down, U2 up, and it's going to set it up into a 3 mover, which will then pop into the back slot. And as we do that, beautiful, beautiful stuff. It's going to form this pair. So let's slam that in. And we're going to get one like last layer. Let's go. All right, so I don't know if this is the best Alec to use for it, but I think you can go... Yeah. Okay. Would I do that in a solve? Probably would. I feel like that would still be faster than doing OLL PLL, but there's a fun little alg for you. Yeah, unexpected. You can use it for blind. So like if you're doing blind solving, it's an alg that can like swap 2 flip pieces. So even if they were there, you can like set it up here, then like, yeah, but it's a pretty nice algorithm. Yeah, no PLL on solve 1. I'll take that. All right, so here we've got Scramble 2. This is quite a nice scramble, and we're going to do an X cross. So the way that I'm kind of seeing this X cross is, if you've ever got like a corner and an edge matched up, it's usually a good indicator that something can be done. But obviously, if the rest of the pieces are like not in a good spot, it's not doable. But like we've got pretty much the perfect scenario. So to build an X cross, you need to have like 2 cross pieces, a corner, and an F12 edge solved, which in this case we're like almost halfway there. So the edge that we would need for this to be an X cross is like literally already in its place. We don't need to do anything with it. And doing the X cross doesn't put the rest of the cross pieces in a terrible position. So like I would do this in like in a solve or in an official solve, whatever. So the way that we're going to do this is we're going to move orange over here. So when orange is here, we'll do F2 and it'll connect this block, which can then just be D2'd to fix this entire section. But before we do that, we're going to move blue down first, because this just like saves a move later in the cross. So we're going to do R prime to begin, and then we're going to do D F2. So blue's here now. This square's been formed, so we can literally just D2 this square straight over to solve that entire quadrant. We'll then solve blue, and then we'll move red over and just solve red. Now this is beautiful because it's kind of formed a pair here as well. So technically it's not the best thing to do, but like if we're being realistic, this is probably what I'm going to do next. I think the best thing to do would be to do red and green here, so that would go into the back right. Yeah, because I mean, I'll show you how it's done. So the way that you do this pair into the back right is you just set it up here so that it kind of like one move to form the pair, and then you would just take it out and like cancel it into the back insert, so that would look like this. Right. I'm going to try and be principled and just like try and do what I would do in a solve rather than like the best thing every time, because it's a bit more realistic. So yeah, we're going to be doing diagonal slots, but not the end of the world. So the way that you do this one is you would rotate this way, and we're going to take out the pair and then just cancel straight into the insert. So it's going to look like this. So we're going to take it out, right? And then for it to insert, like these whites would need to be connected. So we're just going to like bring the white all the way down, and then boom, boom. If we were looking ahead well, we would see that like as we're doing this last, oops, I didn't do that right. So as we're doing this like last pair, you can kind of see this like forming here. So we could then just go straight into this pair, because the way that this pair is done is RU to R prime, right? So we would then do this, 3-mover, insert. I've got this piece, I've got this piece. So as I'm doing that, I can kind of see what case we're going to get. Same one. In a solve, I'd probably rotate to do it in the back here rather than rotate to do it in the front, just because it would be right moves rather than left moves. So we're here, we're going to come this way, U2, this parent at the back, R prime, U2, R, and let's see what OLL we get. Okay, we've got this one. So for this OLL, I know two ways to do it. I haven't switched to the other alg, but I'll show you both just for the sake of it. You know, why not show more algs? So the first way you can do it is it's basically a repeat of another OLL algorithm. You just use wide moves. So okay, so if you know this OLL case with like these pieces and this one here, you take out a pair, move it to the back, sledge, and then insert with U2 R prime. This OLL is the exact same. So what you would do is you just do it like a wide move. So take out a pair, move it to the back, sledge, U2 R prime. Or there's another algorithm. You can bring it here and you can kind of like slice this middle layer down and then bring it up, do like kind of a soon, and then fix like that. So yeah, two choices. I prefer the one we just did for now, but I'm considering kind of switching over. But we were here, and then we finished. We've just got a G-perm, so headlights block. Look at this, like that. Cool. That was solved too. Before we get cracking with Solve 3, if you're enjoying kind of what you've seen so far, let me know if this is like a good format, if I'm explaining things well enough and slowly enough and in a way that you can understand. If not, like, please tell me what I can do better, because I want this to be followable by anyone. So yeah, and if it is going well, you know, likes and subscribes are always appreciated, you know the deal. So I've debated whether or not to do white or yellow here, but I'm going to do yellow. The reason being is like, the cross is okay, but also I can see like a really easy first pair to preserve, and like, when you get to the point of seeing first pairs, seeing one with a bad cross is kind of better than seeing like an alright cross with no, you know, pair. At least in my opinion, because like I lose a lot of time to like a bad first pair if I don't see one. So I'll explain the concept and then we'll do it. So we've got green here. So again, looking at the color order, you know, green, orange would want green, orange here. So orange is literally one move away, as is red. So we're going to do orange, red, blue's going to be here. So we're just going to like insert that piece, and basically this pair, when it gets L2'd up, it's just going to stick here and never move. So that's a really good pair to like start straight away. It's not going to like one move, the L2 does one move and it just never moves. So that's a really easy way to inspect it. So I would do it like this. I'm going to start here and I'm going to go L2 like that, and that's that pair we're going to do. And then we're going to do orange, and then obviously if you're holding it in the right grip, you can kind of cancel into like inserting this cross piece like that. So that's the cross done. We're going to align that, and obviously we've got this pair. So like, it's not the most fantastic of pairs. You know, looking around, there's not really anything better to do. So yeah, we can deal with this first. So I would rotate, and this pair into the back right. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a U prime, and we're going to just make sure we take out this edge in a way that's smart, right? Don't just like take out the pair randomly, because it gives you some random stuff, right? If you move the corner here, when we take out this edge, it'll be a 3-mover. So it'll be perfect to insert in at the back. How's we doing that? Can I see anything nice? Yeah, I mean, again, we're trying to be realistic here. I'm probably going to see this straight away and just go for this pair. So even though this one might be better, you know, I'm trying to keep it real this time. So this pair and this pair, edge is solved in the slot. The corner's here. Just take out the edge to match with the blues. And then as we're doing that, we're just going to keep track of this pair. So we're now going to immediately, like, I was watching this as I inserted that one, right? So I can then see, right, okay, so I'm going to have to kind of rotate and come this way to do this pair. So let's do that. Let's form the pair, insert. And again, we're just going to rotate and do this one. Nice and simple, F2L. Then we've got this OLL, so borrow 3 on this. So this, the way I do it is like this. And end perm, beautiful. Lovely. Okay, so this cross, I'm kind of thinking of 2 ways that we can do it. So the main piece to deal with here is orange, like red's an easy piece, blue's an easy piece. So I was thinking we could either move orange here and kind of like flick this layer that way and kind of do like some B move stuff, but I don't think I'd really like to do that. It's a bit risky, so I'm going to take a bit of a safer option. So the way that I'm going to do it is I'm just going to insert blue like that. I'm going to move these 2 layers over at the same time, so red can now be inserted into its spot, and as it does that, it's going to align orange with the opposite color. So we'll just demove again, insert orange, and go for that. That's very conveniently give us this as the first pair, so let's do that straight away. So the way we do this pair is we're going to bring this corner down. And because this back slot isn't solved, we can just move the edge over here and immediately connect them all up like that. As I was doing that, I saw this pair form, so I'm going to do this pair next. So the way we do this one is we're going to do that trigger, basically, and it's going to form this into a 3 mover. I've saw this pair, and as I insert this pair, this is literally going to stay exactly where it is. So this is like beautiful look ahead because I can do this and immediately just go straight for it. This is the same pair we literally just had, so let's do it. Oh, and would you just look at that? It's just the most beautiful thing you've ever seen. Pair formed. Because of this square formation on top, I'm going to come here and sledge it in and hope that it skips OLL. And it didn't. But just a little hack for you sometimes. Sometimes that happens. We don't have the exact same case here, but like, we should sledge anyways for edge orientation, but yeah. So come here and sledge this pair in. So again, the reason we're doing that is because if we insert it normally, you don't get edges. But this way we get this. I've kind of changed the way that I do this OLL. I used to kind of do it from this angle, but I found it much more consistent to do a U2 and do it from this angle, so I like to do it like this now. Yeah, I think I just prefer that a bit more. I was kind of messing around with it and it's a bit nicer. And we've got a nice little A-perm to finish. So again, we're going to do it like this one. Nice. Alright, so this is a bit of a funny one. We're going to do an X cross, and yeah, so I'm just going to kind of just show you what I'm going to do, and I'll explain kind of how it works. So these pieces are all really good to deal with, but obviously we've got this block, so you always want to kind of have a look and just see, like, can I do anything with this? The edge we need to form like the square is here. So from this angle, we can like move the edge over, bring it back, and do that, right? Which forms the square. And then to finish off the cross, we're going to move this out of the way so we can then insert these 2 pieces. So we're going to do green. Oops. So we're now going to put in green like that. And then obviously we want to make sure blue's in before we put this in because that's not good. So we're just going to do D moves to insert blue into this back spot like that. And then orange can be put up like this. And then red, blue can be inserted like that. So from here, we could have kind of kept going and formed this pair, but as I was doing that L2, I kind of saw this, which is significantly better. So this we can just do straight into the back. So same concept, move this blue to here, right, and then insert. So let's do that and see what comes up. We've then got this pair. I would just do this in a solve. So I would just, even though like I can do this pair rotationless, again, we're just being realistic. So the way you do this pair is you'll take it out like that, 3 mover, rotate, and insert, and then we're gonna get this pair here. So I'm just gonna insert this like that. And then we've got this OLL. Yep, so I'm going to do standard OLL case. And we've got this G-perm. My least favorite PLL. Actually, no, V-perm is the worst one, but I do like this. Like that. Nice. Alright, so with the scramble, we're going to do white. So the way we're going to do it is, I'll tell you kind of like how I saw this cross solution. So what I'm thinking is we've got this piece already in. So if I D2 this over here, I could then stick green in, and these would be correct. From this position, red is also just 1 move ready to go in. And then as I move in green, it's already going to be aligned. And then these pieces are going to kind of stay like where they are. Like they're gonna stay close by. So I'm gonna, from this angle, D2 and then F. Okay, now we can just insert red. And then from here, we can just align the rest of the cross and deal with this. So we've got this and we've got this going on. If I align the cross and I just move straight down, this is a terrible case, right? We don't want to do this, but obviously the solution got us to this point. So to begin, we can just kind of move this pair out of the way before we fix that and then do this as the first pair. So yeah, very nice. So let's do that. I'm kind of keeping track of these ones as I do it, just to see what happens. But nothing great. I might do a similar thing to what I did in Solve 1 here, where like, this isn't exactly great. I'd probably see this next and I can just bring this one here. And again, like reds are matching here, bring it here, sledge, insert into the back. So let's do that. And as I've done that, I've now seen these pieces. So this is, these two need to go in the back left here. So what we can do is, if you kind of notice that like the edges in the slot, and the greens, the colors here match, white on top, colors here match. That means we can do like a sledge, which will set this up into a 3-mover. The reason I'm kind of being really specific about telling you like, oh, the greens match and white's on top is because like, this is how pair recognition should work. It's all just about patterns, right? Like I don't really, I mean, I logically get it, but this is what I'm seeing. Like this edge, if it was a different way, like if this edge was flipped, you would do this and it would be a pair, right? And you could insert it in the back, but it's not. White on top, greens here, and I just know left sledge means that. I'm just kind of like trying to help you understand how it would work, but yeah, so as we insert this, we're going to see these are going to become paired in the wrong way, which is not great, but to kind of counteract it, we're already here, so let's just kind of keep going to pair these up, right? You know, cancel moves, and let's insert. We're going to get this OLL with a 3 and the 2 here, so I'm going to do it like this. And we're going to get a G-perm like this. Yeah, nice. For this one, we're going to do white again. We've got some nice pieces already in the good spot. So a good tip across is like, you always kind of want to kind of find like which piece is like the choke of this solve, right? Which is the annoying cross piece to solve. Like blue's 1 move away, red's 1 move away. You know, we've got to focus on like, what are we doing with green? Like the other pieces are like pretty easy to figure out. What are we doing with green? So the way that I make this, like you shouldn't, if you're looking for first pair, you should kind of decide carefully how you deal with green, because we could either bring red and then green over like that, or we could do the exact same thing with orange, right? At some point. But then what I'm seeing is I've got these two pieces here, so when I move blue over first, like that, if I then deal with orange and then put green in with red, this pair is just going to kind of not get broken up. It's going to be it's going to stay here. And then this gives me like an easy first pair to look for, or to do when I finish the cross. So I would choose to do it this way. So we just demoved over our blue, and then we're going to stick an orange like that. And then we're going to do red and make sure to bring green with it for efficiency. And then we'll get this pair, which we'll need to rotate, but we'll make sure that, you know, we've got two choices. Do we rotate this way or do we rotate this way? What is it? We rotate this way so that you can do it in the back. So little habits like that are really important. Let's do this and see what else kind of comes up. Obviously this corner, I see this corner. Anything good? Absolutely nothing. Yeah, pretty terrible arrangement of pieces. Okay, no, there's this, but yeah, okay. So there would be a pause here, probably, you know, not great pieces, but if you were, yeah. So the next piece we're going to do is we're going to solve like this pair here, just because it kind of makes the most sense. But the way that we're going to do this is we're going to use keyhole here because we can. So this edge, if you just ignore this corner for a second, you can put in this piece like that, right? So if we actually ignore the corner by moving it away, we can then just put that edge in, and then when you bring it back, it's all solved. That gave us the benefit. If you were watching closely, you'll notice that like, so as we're doing this pair, we should now be focusing on other stuff, right? These are going to come here, and then these are going to be taken out as we do that. So we've now got this pair to do next. I'm going to rotate, from this angle I can tell I need to rotate, so I'm going to rotate this way so I can do this into the back and just kind of carefully eye up this last pair, see what's happening. Come this way again, righty moves as opposed to lefty moves. That's why I've come this way. Do that pair. And we've got, so we've got a P case. Because there's a sticker here that's yellow, I can tell it's not the one where like 3 are yellow here. It's going to be the one with that's like, yeah. Because if there were 3 yellows here, then this obviously wouldn't be yellow. So like, that's how I know it's this case as opposed to yeah, so what I mean is like, because this is yellow, it essentially can't be this one, right? Because these all have to be yellow. So that's like what's going through my head. So I'd see this and know, oh, it's this one and not this one, you know? So from here, we're gonna come this way, and the way that I do this algorithm is like, it's an S move, and then like a sexy sledge kind of thing, with a 5 at the end. And we've got a U-perm. Bite me, but I still use M-perms. I still use MU U-perms. They're like one of my fastest PLLs. I'm not switching to the RU variations yet. I do know them, but I'll just do it like this. Also, quick side note, I'm right-handed, right? So you would think you'd use like, do this with your right hand, but apparently most people do it like this. What? No, I'm sorry, but I just can't, no. If it's left-handed, so be it. But I can't, I can't do M moves with my left hand, so. Yeah, quick side note, but yeah, that's the next solve. Okay, so for this one, I was going to do yellow because there's like a nice 5-move solution, but I had another look at white, and it is literally just 4 moves for white, so you kind of just can't ignore that. And it also creates like a good first pair. So yeah, we're going to do that. It's quite a nice scramble, this one. So you've got green here, red's ready to go in, orange is ready to go in. Again, the way I can tell is because they're matched with the opposite colors, but even if that wasn't the case, just look at the centers. We've got green here. How do I know what goes right or left? Either 1, memorize it, or just 2, look at the green side. So if green was here, we'd want red left, orange right. Is that correct? Red left, orange right. Yes. So as we move in red and orange, blue will just be aligned, so it would just simply be a D2 and then insert blue. But if you're looking a bit further, you're going to see that as we move in this red piece, this piece and this piece are going to become connected, so very easy pair to track. If I want to look at even a bit further, right, so like this edge is currently orientated, which means I can insert it with, you know, R and L and U moves rather than F moves. But my last move of the cross is going to be an F move, right? So when I do F, with blue being here, it's going to misorient this pair. So these pieces are going to come here, and it's not what we want. So let's before I make your brain explode, let's actually do it, right? So let's move in this, and then move in this, right? Now you can kind of see it a bit better what I'm getting at. So the last move is going to be F. If I do that, it now becomes this pair. Not exactly ideal, but we're in this position, so we can just choose to not do that, move it out the way, now insert blue, and now we've got a pair that goes into the back left to begin with, right? I think that's quite nice. So, oh, tell you what, because I'm a top level cuber, I definitely saw that this is a 3-mover and didn't just inspect this. Yeah, totally top level stuff. I definitely saw it on inspection, Schwan Yeehoo. But yeah, maybe we should do this first because it will literally just preserve this exactly. So do this, then do this, right, like this. And then we're tracking these pieces, so let's do that. They're here, we're gonna have to rotate so it goes into the back. This edge is just gonna get looped around on the top, and this is gonna stay here, so it'll be really easy to track this edge as I do this piece. So I'm gonna like kind of keep an eye on it. And it's here, so I can come here and now do sledge to pair these up. You could come here and do this way, but I just prefer not to rotate for like the last pair. So I'm gonna do sledge. Okay, maybe I'm bad because we're gonna have to sledge again if we want to avoid a dot case, but also like it would be the same outcome. It would be the same outcome. So let's just sledge and then I'll insert because dot cases are not the end of the world. For this one, 2 here, bar 3, we're gonna come here and we're gonna take out this pair, long sledge, U2, and then M move before we insert. And then we got a H perm. Very nice. Okay, so call me crazy, but I'm gonna do something a bit, to me, I feel like, would anyone else do this, right? Probably not, but it just makes a lot of sense to me. So I'm gonna do white, and the idea is like orange is a good piece, so we're gonna ignore that. I'm gonna do red and green first, and then like, yeah, it's a bit hard to talk through, so let's just do it. So I'm gonna start kind of like this, and I'm gonna start with like F and B prime, right? So like that. So that's the pick up F and B prime. So the reason we do that is because one, it slots in orange. It slots in red, and then as we do the B prime, it's gonna align green. So we can move that in. And now we've got these 2 pieces solved, and blue wants to be here, and it's here. So let's D2, blue, D, and then fix orange, like that. So that's kind of what I saw. We do not have a pretty arrangement of first pieces. Yeah, this is not exactly ideal. Yeah, so terrible, terrible first pairs. I suppose maybe this one is probably the best one to start with, so like, start with this one. But yeah, so this pair into the back, like that. And then we've got this one and this one. These are not great solutions, not great pairs, unfortunately, but it is what it is. If we want to kind of be a, let's do some fancy stuff, right? If we do U2 here, we can then do F prime and insert this as a 3 mover. So like misorient it, do that, and do that. Some fancy stuff. I would then come this way and do this parent at the back. And I'm just kind of watching this orange green becomes a 3 mover, whack it in. Then got this. Well, the whole like which kind of PLL am I gonna get is not really something I do, but I know that for this one I'm pretty sure like if there's 2 here, I'm pretty sure the headlights end up over here, maybe. Yeah, I was right. Okay, so that's how I do that OLL, and then JPEG. Nice. All right, so we've got a very nice scramble to finish off. So this is gonna be the last one. We are going to do something pretty simple. I'm literally just going to insert green and red. Orange will be here, and we're just going to use D moves to insert orange. When you're looking for first pair, this edge piece is going to go absolutely nowhere. And then when we insert green, this corner will then remain to go absolutely nowhere. So this is going to be where the first pieces are going to be. So let's do that. So green, red, D2, orange, D2. And we've got these as the first pair. So pretty nice. Let's stick those pieces in. So we're going to come here and we're going to do that. I'm kind of seeing that these two might be a good choice next. Unfortunately, this became, you know, a bad pair, but we can do this one into the back right. So the way we can do it is we can kind of do, if we move the corner over here, you can do like left, inverse, sexy, whatever. It's just a nice set of moves, right? You do this, and then you do this, and then it becomes the pair, so you can kind of stick that in the back. We've then got this one and this one. Because this edge is like solved in the slot, no matter where I rotate, it's always orientated, but this one isn't orientated. So let's come this way first and do this pair, because if I choose to do this pair, it's like this pair, then rotate, or I could rotate and just do them both seamlessly. So I'll do this one first, because I can easily track this, right? This is not going anywhere much. So when you're doing this, just glue yourself to this corner, look ahead, see what's going to happen, and oh, it's going to come down here. So I'm going to have to bring out the 3 mover. Boom. Does that make a bit of sense? Like, I kind of rambled there a bit, but like, these are like the mental workflows that should be going on in your head, is like how to look ahead, you know, just kind of stuff you've got to pick up on. But yeah, that's what I would do. We've then got a very nice OLL, just left that soon. I'm going to finish with another H-perm. Wow, I don't see these often. But that's it. So that was 10 sub 10 example solves. Hopefully you found those helpful. Hopefully I did explain everything well enough. You kind of understood my thought process, why I'm choosing pairs, how I'm doing pairs. I wasn't going too fast. And yeah, hopefully I did a good job, and hopefully you learned something. If you want to see more stuff like this, just spam the comments, because if you like it, I will do more. Yeah, and if it was helpful, like, you know, likes and comments and subscribes all help, because then this video gets pushed out to more people and I'm more likely to do more, you know. So yeah, really appreciate your time for watching. Hope you have a good day, and keep cubing, keep practicing. Bye.